Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in today, for sharing your personal, beautiful, high vibrational energy with this virtual space that we are co-creating here on YouTube. Know that simply by being present here, your energy is actively co-manifesting all of the messages that come through the reading. Now, with that being said, please keep in mind that since these are collective readings, it's essential to use your own intuition and only take the messages that truly feel resonant and aligned for you on a personal, deeper level. So I want to share with you something that came through in meditation this morning as I was getting ready to start this recording. Now, I know that this is a bit random, and I'm not sure who this will connect with or how this will connect for you, but I'm really feeling guided to share it regardless. And the message that I was receiving is something around what was coming through as being called subconscious limiting factors. Now, we talk a lot about the subconscious mind because, of course, I am so passionate about subconscious reprogramming. So much research has really shown that the subconscious is this powerhouse of the mind and therefore the energy field. So many of you know that I like to use subliminals for my own subconscious mind reprogramming. And I share my subliminals with all of you through my app, which is called Sound and Soulful, that many of you are aware of. But if you haven't explored the app before, you can look it up in either of the app stores. But anyway, there's something coming through about how we will subconsciously limit ourselves from achieving a vision that is not coherent or that is contradictory. Now, I might actually create some kind of podcast episode specifically about creating a coherent vision in order to manifest by releasing those subconscious limiting factors that are coming up here. Now, for the sake of this reading, I'm not going to go super deeply into this concept. Again, we can dive deeper into this in another separate podcast video. But what I'm strongly picking up on is this message around how when our vision is incoherent, meaning we are a bit scrambled when it comes to the vision of what we are trying to manifest, where certain aspects of our vision might not actually align and resonate with each other or with our deeper core values, this can actually prevent us from being able to manifest the things within that vision that we want because other aspects are contradictory. So when we talk about creating a coherent vision, essentially this is creating a vision, first of all, that is coherent with itself, meaning when we think of the kind of life we want to live, we are selecting certain kinds of things we want to experience within that vision of a life that harmonize and align with each other. We are always manifesting multiple things at once. In fact, unlimited things at once, either consciously or subconsciously. So this isn't about limiting ourselves in any sense to just like hyper fixating on one aspect or attribute of this vision. but rather it's creating a clear picture of the kind of life we want to live, the kinds of ways we want to show up in the world, the kinds of people that we want to connect with, the kinds of things we want to do on a daily basis. And I'm not sure why all of this is coming up here, but maybe this is a sign for someone listening to really take that time to develop and really get clear on this coherent vision for yourself. Now, it doesn't have to be super specific. It can be as generalized or as specific as you are feeling guided to make it out to be. So this could be as simple as, I want to live a life that feels free, that feels abundant, where I am both this being of love, expressing love, and also being loved. The vision could be that generalized, or it could be as specific as defining the exact kinds of things you want to have and manifest to the detail. And your intuition will guide you through that process. So if intuitively it feels more aligned for you to just stay more general, to focus on the kinds of values you want to experience, then do that. But if you're really feeling guided to get more specific, then you can add whatever kinds of details feel right for you. But here is the key. And it's that you can have, be, do, or manifest absolutely anything that you want. However, those things must harmonize with each other. So it's kind of that example that we gave earlier on how you can't live like up in the mountains and right on the beach by the ocean simultaneously. You could travel between places, but it's like if you want that house in the mountains, then naturally that's not harmonious with this house that's on the beach. So I know that's kind of an overly simplistic example, but when it comes to creating this vision of your life, I'm really feeling the guidance that now is the time to get very clear and very coherent on what you want that to look like. Now, as I said, that need for clarity doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be this hyper specific down to every last detail, unless that's what you're inspired to and what feels aligned for you. But I'm getting that if you've been trying to manifest certain things for a while, or you've been stuck in a little bit of a rut when it comes to certain aspects of your goals, dreams, or visions, it could actually be what we've been referring to here as these subconscious limiting factors, where there might be certain other aspects of that vision or of your core desires, which we're going to get into in a second, because it's not just about the vision being coherent with itself. That's step one, creating a vision that is harmonious within itself. But coherency is also about creating a vision that is coherent and harmonized with your soul core values. So if something you're trying to manifest is inherently out of alignment with your core soul values, you will also naturally block yourself from being able to manifest that specific thing. So, of course, only you can know for yourself what those values are. But part of this process of coherency may be actually really clarifying to yourself what your core soul values are and how those are aligned with this vision that you are manifesting. Because what I'm getting is, it's less about having the right action plan or having the right steps physically to take right now. And it's more about releasing these subconscious limiting factors by getting coherent on the vision itself, and also getting clear on how that vision ties into your core soul values. Another beautiful thing about this, about tying aspects of that vision more consciously to your core soul values, is this will propel you forward, because your conscious mind will be able to recognize how you moving forward towards those dreams or goals or towards that vision is actually an expression, like this living, breathing expression of who you are on a deeper core soul level. So that will actually naturally motivate you and inspire you in a different way to take those correct steps in the physical realm that will lead to the manifestation of that vision. So again, I'm not sure why all of this has been coming up here. I'm just really feeling strongly that someone may have needed to hear that message. But I'm also seeing the number 1010. Wow, this number could not have been more in alignment. You guys know I like to look up these numbers as they come up in the readings, but the first message I'm getting from this number is it's a reminder to align your thoughts, intentions, and actions with your goals and desires. The universe is supporting you in manifesting your dreams and aspirations. So that feels actually so perfectly tied into everything we've been talking about so far in this reading video. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling the traditional tarot cards just to see what other messages we can pull through here. So while I'm shuffling, if you would like to contribute your energy in a stronger way to this reading, I do recommend subscribing to the channel, as this is one powerful way to virtually transmit your energy, and it allows me to pick up more easily on that energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. So actually, before even pulling a card, I just got another download for someone. And it's about people and their access to you. So I'm specifically hearing access denied. So there might be certain people who have been denied access to you recently, energetically, because of course, all of our physical interactions, conversations, meetings with others are actually energetically based. Everything happens in the quantum realm in our relationships and connections first, and then it manifests physically. So what I'm getting is that there may be someone or possibly even multiple people who have been trying to access you, but they've actually been denied this access. Now, for others of you, whoa, several cards just came out here. For others of you, this might actually be a sign to deny certain individuals access to you. So to protect I'm hearing to protect your vision with strong energetic boundaries. So this might go back to having that clear, coherent vision. Once you've created that, protecting that vision energetically, not allowing people to access you and feed off energy that you could be devoting to those dreams, goals, desires, and that vision, not leaking that energy to individuals who are not reciprocating back to you. I'm just getting the sense that in general, we are going through this massive time of what I can only really call energetic pruning in our connections, where we are literally being pruned like a garden, where the people, things, and connections in our lives that are leaking our energy, that are feeding off of us, not reciprocating with us, are either being cut out from our life, like they are divinely being denied access to us and to our energy, maybe even without our conscious involvement at all, or we are being inspired to set stronger boundaries with those individuals, to pull back our energy, to really allow ourselves to become our own center of power in a stronger way by taking that kind of leaked energy and feeding it back into ourselves. Now, 3 cards really just wanted to fly out from this deck. And here we have the Star in the reverse position. For some reason, I heard something about someone being unawakened or walking in darkness, spiritually speaking. This may be referring to a general group of people in your life, or people who were from your past or who are aware of you, who are, I'm getting like very lost in the sense that they're very disconnected from themselves, but I'm also getting the word brainwashed. I'm not sure why that's coming through. This could be referring to the way that they are buying into subconscious limiting belief systems unconsciously, without thinking for themselves, without really questioning those systems or things. That's going to apply differently for everyone. But I'm really getting this sense of, interesting, it's like they're in that state, that kind of unawakened or sleep state here. Or maybe that's the state that they were in. But now I see with this 10 of Swords reversed, this is someone who feels like they really hit this kind of rock bottom moment, but now they're trying to pull themselves together. For some reason, this person is sending you a lot of heavy throat chakra energy at this time. So maybe you've been thinking about communicating with this person or finding yourself just about to reach out to them. That can actually be a sign that they are trying to manifest you to contact them. We also have the Four of Cups reversed. So here I'm actually seeing that this person hitting that kind of rock bottom in their unconscious sleep state has actually, I'm hearing, shaken them awake a little bit. And it's pushing them to begin infusing more positive energy into their life and begin moving in some kind of a more positive direction, taking some kind of opportunity here. I'm just hearing like they're getting new life or new energy infused into their life in some way, but it's come through this moment of almost like total collapse or total breakdown here. Last time you communicated with this person physically, I feel they were still very much in that unconscious sleep state. So you might not even be aware that they've actually been really shaken awake in some way, starting to kind of like pull themselves together somehow. And again, really heavily thinking about communicating with you, which is what's happening as they're sending you this throat chakra energy. And you might be picking up on that as well. So I want to know if I can channel anything else about that person or situation. I'm really feeling guided to the energy oracle cards. So what else can I channel here? Stay grounded with the root chakra. So this might be more so about you internally, or this could be about the other person, or maybe it resonates for you in both ways. But one message coming through for some is to really stay grounded. I'm hearing to hold the foundation. I'm not sure what that means for someone, but it's almost like you've created this strength within yourself. I'm hearing outside of this person. So maybe it's someone that you used to rely on for some of that strength or be really connected to. And you're being guided to stay really grounded, to hold that foundation of strength and confidence that you've created within yourself. I'm also hearing stay strong and don't allow this person to manifest communication out of you. I'm hearing the coward's way out. It's like almost like this person is in the process of doing some of their inner work, but they're also kind of hoping, kind of sending you that energy that you're feeling maybe pull on you, that we might refer to as them kind of trying to manifest communication from you, hoping you will be the one to reach out. And I'm just hearing to stay strong in your own foundation, to know what energy is yours and what energy is theirs, maybe to remove some of their access that they might have to you if you've been feeling their energy in kind of a strong way on you. But this also could be about this person creating a foundation in their own life, getting really stabilized in their physical world. I'm hearing if this is resonant for you, then when you knew this person physically, they were actually very destabilized in their physical life as well. Things may have been very out of sorts in their life. Generally, they may have been going through a lot that was really affecting their root chakra. And as a result, it may have actually kind of destabilized you in the past, just being connected to this person as a byproduct, because there seemed to be a lot of turbulence in their life. And I'm hearing that turbulence was an exact result of their own unconsciousness, but they weren't willing to see that or to realize that at the time, even if you had clarity on that and tried to share that clarity with them. So it may have been this frustrating cycle of you trying to point out to this person the source of their turbulence, trying to help them, but they were in this unconscious state and almost like unwilling to receive that kind of help at that time. But I do feel it's shifted a lot. I feel this person is actually now a lot more matured in some sense, a lot more willing and open I'm hearing open to feedback. Maybe this person wouldn't really take feedback specifically in the past, and now they're much more open to hearing you and your input and just the input generally of others on their life. They've kind of softened that stubbornness a bit. Again, I don't know who I'm channeling into here. This may be a very specific message for someone listening, so only take that if it resonates. But I'm going to be reshuffling and seeing what else I can channel for all of the beautiful souls listening in here. What are the dominant energies coming through? Door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse position. I'm hearing someone or a group of people either isn't or won't be happy when they lose some level of energetic access to you. It's triggering to them because they were actually getting some kind of a boost or a hit from your energy, and not having this kind of access to you is frustrating to them. I'm also getting the energy of someone or a group being really surprised that you pulled back. I'm hearing that you went cold on them, or that you pulled back really hard from them, because what I'm picking up is someone, or again, it could be a group here, seem to really know you as this soft, open, loving person, which of course you are, but they've been surprised at, I'm hearing your cutoff game. I'm not sure why, because I never really use those words, but it's like they're surprised by how you really removed their access to you in some sense. Now, of course, this is going to look so differently from person to person, but this is someone who really took your energy for granted or really misunderstood you, because they took your softness for a weakness, meaning someone who would always give in to other people, but that wasn't the case at all. They were just being privileged with the gift of your energy that you were giving them consciously. And you are a very stabilized, strong, confident, and protected, spiritually protected person. So you have the ability to pull back that access and that energy at any time. And that's what I feel happened with this person. I'm curious why they lost access to you, or why you removed access. Okay, because somehow this person was generating stress and anxiety in your life, with the anxiety in the reverse position, or constantly trying to use you to kind of project their own fears or anxieties, to kind of get rid of those internalized fears and anxieties by projecting them onto you in some way. And I feel that in either case, whether it was just that they were creating this anxiety in your life, they were a stressor for you, or they were projecting their own anxiety onto you, in either case, I feel you chose to remove some level of access that this person had to you. I'm getting specifically, it may have been their ability to access private communication with you. So maybe you offered this person a lot of private support, help, assistance, communication of some kind of throat chakra energy that they now no longer have access to. I am hearing something about advice, like you giving this person advice that they really undervalued. And now it's like they're really longing for that, really frustrated that they're cut out of your energy and no longer have access to being able to communicate with you like that. I'm hearing they feel like you just disappeared or something, but you did that because of how this person was generating or projecting stress in your life. And I feel it was becoming kind of a barrier or a blockage to manifesting your own happiness or success or thriving or whatever it is that you are focused on in your life. And again, with the financial constraints card reversed, I really see this as much broader than just specifically finances or anything material or literal. This is about releasing constraints in all areas of our life, specifically those subconscious blockages or restraints. So this is really getting me back to how your connections are being pruned. People and things are being removed from your life that were leaking your energy, because you are meant to be really refocusing that energy on this coherent vision that we've been discussing, that you are creating. And I feel if this energy is resonating for you, this person is just one example of someone who is taking your energy for granted and creating this stress in your life. And that's why recently they've been cut off from access of you, whether you did that yourself or whether it feels like serendipitously, just due to circumstances, they somehow lost access to you. It was all a form of divine intervention in a sense, because you are shifting into this phase where you are meant to be powerfully contributing your own energy to this vision. I want to know more about this vision, by the way. I know this is going to look very different from one person to the next, but I'm really curious about what it is that you are creating or the impact you are having with this vision. So can I get more information about this vision that you are creating here, why it's really coming to the forefront at this time? I'm hearing now is the time. So maybe now is the time to start really putting something into motion, into action here. Here we have the card, Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And this is also sitting on the throat chakra. So in connection with this, I'm actually hearing trust your voice as well. Now, I am kind of curious to actually read a little bit from the guidebook here. So let's see what we can channel here. Okay, the guidebook says, the universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights up for you, you will light up the world without even trying. Wow, that feels like a really beautiful and inspiring guidebook message. So maybe that was precisely what someone listening needed to hear at this time. I'm hearing the path will light up for you as you keep taking that next step forward. But again, the taking of that next step forward, something really connected with that we've been touching on a lot, more important than the exact steps you are taking, is the coherency, the harmony of your vision as a whole, and how your goals specifically align with that vision, but also align with your core soul values. Strengthening all of those connections energetically will naturally light up the path for you, ahead of you, so that you will know what steps to take and when to take them. That's a message I'm getting in a really strong way, but I keep hearing something about like clearing or clarifying. So this might be related to the people or connections that are being cleared out of your life. There is like this clarification of your energy and focus taking place, because there is something about how when those connections leaking your energy, those people who are accessing you, who are not reciprocating with you, when those are pruned out of your life in some sense, this allows you to focus with more clarity on your personal goals, dreams, and visions that, again, are aligned with the core of your soul. So what else can I channel here? Let's see what other messages are coming through. Here we have the card Healing, self-care, time out, be gentle with yourself. Okay, so this message won't be for everyone, but this is for someone who's felt some bursts of emotion lately. So this might be suddenly crying out of nowhere, or feeling suddenly very overwhelmed, or just emotionally raw or emotionally intense in some way, whether those emotions have felt positive or whether we would label them as negative, which of course these are just labels. Emotions are all just a form of energy in motion that we are perceiving and sensing, and our emotions are actually another sense, just like our physical senses that are helping us to read energy. But specifically what I'm getting here is the energy you are reading through these intense emotions that you might be feeling are actually emotions or energy, we could say, that's being projected onto you, not consciously in this case. This actually feels like you have a soul tether or a soul connection or bond with someone. And this doesn't feel like an artificial bond, meaning some kind of soul tie that was like created physically. This actually feels like a deeper, pure, authentic soul connection. This may be with someone from your past, present, or even futuristically, but someone you're connected to spiritually is healing from something, going through something very emotional or very intense. This is so specific. I know that this is only going to be for a couple people. It's so interesting doing these channelings sometimes and knowing that the messages at points may only connect with a couple people, but they're just coming through so strongly. Do let me know in the comments if this message is for you or any other hyper specific message in this reading has been for you. But anyway, what I'm really getting from this situation, or specifically these emotions you're feeling intensely, is there's someone that you have a soul connection with who is going through something really emotional, and you're helping them emotionally share like that burden. You're kind of sharing the burden of processing whatever they're healing from. You're helping them heal by feeling and processing their emotions to an extent, because this person is in a situation where they aren't able to do the full processing themselves. Now, this does happen in soul connections. It's a very strange phenomenon. I would love to talk about this in future podcast videos here on the channel. If you would like to hear more about how we can assist our soul connections with healing via energetic transference, let me know in the comments. But the thing about this is, very often it's completely unconscious and automatic. So we won't even necessarily know why we are suddenly feeling really tired, really emotional, really stressed, really sad, whatever it is, really heartbroken. And this can be because we are actually sharing the burden, in a sense, for someone that we have a really deep soul connection with. And they're going through something really heavy that, let's say, maybe because their life is really busy or really chaotic, or they have a lot of responsibilities, they can't always process the full weight of the emotional experience that they're going through. And so we, being bonded with them energetically, it's almost like they can pass off some of that healing or processing to us, and we can process out some of that energy for them. We can assist them in that way. A major message coming through is just know that whenever you're feeling something, whether it's that you're feeling extra tired and in need of rest, or you're feeling the need to cry and you have these emotions coming up and you don't know why, release any self-judgments, because you may have no idea who you are assisting or helping, how you are helping someone else process something that they may not be able to process in that moment for themselves, especially someone that you have a really deep soul connection with. So we'll see if more on this comes out in the extended Patreon reading. I know that in this particular reading, we didn't really talk about exactly what we're going to be exploring in today's Patreon reading. If you guys are new here, then I want to let you know as well that I do these collective channelings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the channel. And those are live premiered here as well. But also at the same times and on the same days, I do an extended version of the readings on Patreon. So when you sign up to join our Patreon community, you get access to not only this extended reading, but all of the prior readings on the channel that were extended as well. And the link to access today's extended Patreon reading is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Just for those of you who are feeling some kind of resonance here, who would like to go deeper into those messages with us over on Patreon. So we often channel more connections, people who are connected to you in some way at this time, anyone who wants to come through with a message for you, messages related to your soul purpose here on earth, which of course has been coming through so strongly in today's reading with this concept of really clarifying your vision, becoming coherent in that vision of your life. But anyway, we will see what comes out on Patreon. But I'm going to go ahead and close this first YouTube reading here with a final Rumi Oracle card. So what is one final Rumi Oracle message to close this reading? I do have the card Solitude that I forgot to mention when we were talking about you bearing this burden emotionally, energetically, helping a soul connection to heal from something intense. And also we had the card Spring in the reverse position. So I'm hearing stunted growth. This specifically could be a soul connection who seem to be a bit stunted in their spiritual growth because I'm hearing the conditions or circumstances weren't right. Oh, that's interesting. It's almost like a seed being planted at a time that's too cold for it to grow, and some of its growth was stunted. So you may have evolved beyond this person at the moment spiritually. You may have opened your mind a lot more, opened your heart a lot more, but this person is still going to, or is in the process of growing dramatically. It's just that their growth was temporarily stunted by unfavorable conditions somehow of their life. Maybe they were really busy or overwhelmed or in a really difficult karmic situation or a cold environment emotionally or something like that. But anyway, somehow solitude really plays into this as well. Maybe as you're helping this person process some of this energy, it's important to really retreat back and take some time for yourself. I'm hearing sitting in your personal energy. So maybe this is a way for you to, again, really ground yourself and get clear on what is my energy and what is others, especially as someone who's so empathic to another soul who is going through something so intense at this time. But anyway, again, maybe we'll get into that more on Patreon. But here, the Rumi card I pulled is Al-Azza, Star of Venus. So let's read a little bit from the guidebook here. The guidebook says, if I can get to the page here, I am the pure light, my son. I am not a handful of worthless dust. I am not just an empty shell. I am a regal pearl formed in this world. Close your eyes to see and become aware of me. Perceive me with eyes that see the unseen. Come into the mystery to find me. I am a carefree visitor here for you. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, with great blessings, great growth is possible. Your guidance is to trust your path, trust your evolution, even in the face of those around you reacting to it, possibly in fear or discomfort. Trust in the path of others too, for in truth there is one path, and we are all on it. You do not have to convince anyone of anything. That is not your job. Your job is to embrace your wisdom, embrace your freedom and empowerment to grow spiritually and live your life accordingly. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this reading. Thank you so much again for being here, for sharing your own energy, and for co-creating the reading today. I am so appreciative of this whole community that we are creating here virtually. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to find that support mutually in one another here, as many of us in our day-to-day lives can often feel a bit isolated on our spiritual journey. So again, thank you for being part of that. I hope that you have an amazing, magical, wonderful remainder of your day and start to your week. And as usual, of course, I might do a few readings between now and then. We'll see. But otherwise, I will see you in Wednesday's collective reading here on the channel.